Welcome to the show. My guest is Steven. Steven, why are you here?
Man, Steve, I'm here because I called your show because me and my fiance has been together for 2 years on and off. Well, around the time, we got a 2-week-old son. Around the time he was conceived.
You have a 2-week-old son?
Yes, sir. Around the time he was conceived, we split up. We were split up for a month and a half, which was last June to July. And he was conceived within July 11th to July 18th. And we got back together around the 20th of July. And man, when I have doubts in my head every day, I was in some wrong stuff. I got arrested. I was in it with bad people, with bad things. And whenever I found out I had a son, I stopped all of it. I got a job. I was doing the right thing.
So what makes you doubt that the baby's not yours?
Okay, first of all, whenever we was broken up, I tried to call her all the time. And dudes answer the phone, say they was hanging out with her. When I confronted her about her...
So when you were calling her, some other guy was answering the phone?
Yes, sir.
And he was saying what?
Yes, sir. He wouldn't let me talk to her, nothing like that. But whenever I confronted her, asking her if she was hanging out with dudes, if she was drinking, all that, she denied it to the fullest, which I know she was. Because the people that she was hanging out with told me that she was drinking, she was hanging out with other dudes, And then whenever we first got back together, she told me she was pregnant. And then next thing you know, a week later, she wasn't pregnant.
Are you with this girl right now?
Yes, sir.
And you love each other?
Yes, sir. We're planning on getting married.
You plan on getting married?
Yes, sir.
And how old are you?
I'm 18 years old.
18 years old. And how old is she?
She's 19.
She's 19. And you have a little daughter or a little boy?
Little son.
A little son?
Yes, sir. She says he looks
Is
like
a little boy here?
Yes, sir. That's him.
And now you say you love this girl, you want to be with her, but you have some issues in your head saying you wonder if it's really your child.
Yes, sir. Yes,
and
sir.
you took a DNA test before the show?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And you're hoping what?
I'm hoping that I am the father.
You're hoping you're a father.
Like I said, I changed my life around for that little boy. I didn't necessarily change my life around for her. I changed it around for my son. And I hope to God, I pray every night that he's my son.
And what's going to happen if we read this DNA test and you're not the father?
I'm not going to get married to her. I'm going to tell her I don't want to be with her. But see, even if the dude that I know, even that I think she cheated on me with is the father, he's a piece of crap. So I wouldn't support her, but I'd be there.
And why do you say that he's a piece of crap?
Because I know him I know him from the town. He's a bad dude.
Okay. You've been a father for 2 weeks now?
Yes, sir.
How do you like being a father?
I love it.
You love it?
It's the greatest feeling in the world.
All right. Have you asked her, did you sleep with somebody else?
Yes.
And what did she say?
No, she denies it.
So she said, it's your child?
Yes, sir.
You really love this girl?
I love her to death. I'd do anything for her.
Why don't you believe her then?
Because it's hard. Because around the time, the doctor even said he was conceived through July 11th and July 18th. Well, we didn't get back together until July 19th, 20th. And she was I know she was hanging out with dudes because, like I said, I called 3 or 4 dudes she was hanging out with. And she'll probably tell you.
Is this in her character, though, to sleep with somebody else? I mean, you guys
somewhat.
might have been broken up, but she's with you, right?
Yeah.
She loves you.
Yeah.
Is this in her character?
Somewhat. I believe it because in the past she acted like that, and her past boyfriend that she had before me, she cheated on him with me. So what makes me think she wouldn't cheat on me with somebody else,
All right, your girlfriend's name is Ashley?
Yes, sir.
Let's bring her up.
Stephen, how can you sit there and say that you called me every single day?
Okay.
Sat there and said that you guys were answering my phone. No one ever answered my phone but me.
Okay, you gonna put it in there and say you wasn't lying to me, but whenever I called you, okay, but you said you was hanging out with dudes. You said you was hanging out with dudes. Man, you said
I never hung out with
You said you was hanging out with dudes. You said you was drinking. You was around all of the people.
Before we ever got together, when we were broken up, I sat at home calling you.
You're filling my head with lies, pretty much, because you tell me.
I tell you he's your son because he is your son.
Yeah, but you tell me that, but you won't never tell me the truth about anything. I'll ask you. I'll say, hey, did you sleep with anybody?
Everything you ask me, I tell you the truth about. I've never lied to you.
Okay, explain how you get pregnant when we was broken up then.
We wasn't broken up. I got pregnant when we were back together.
You know what? You know what's unfortunate? You shouldn't be having kids when you're 18 years old.
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to ask you, you've been with him for a couple of years, right?
2 years.
So you're like high school romance.
Basically, yeah.
Right. So you've been with him, you guys broke up. Is it possible Did you sleep with anybody else
there's
that
no
this could be?
possibility whatsoever. I've
So
never
you're
slept with
saying
no one.
you never slept with anyone,
But him in the past 2 years.
so it's his child.
It's his child. And
What?
I don't know why he's sitting there denying it because he knows it's his child.
He doubts that he's the father. How does that make you feel?
It hurts me because I don't understand how he can deny him. He looks just like him when he was a baby too. And I'm just sick of having to feel all this hurt.
Now here she comes on, she says, hey, you know what, since I've been with you, I've not been with anybody. Is there any reason to doubt that she's been with anybody else?
I don't know if there is, but I just have it in my head, Steve, that she has.
But
Because
why
we
is
was
it
broken
not?
up for a month and a half, then all of a sudden, I'll sit here and tell you the truth, for a year, we was having unprotected sex, and she could have got pregnant any time. Then all of a sudden, when we're broken up and get back together, she gets pregnant a month
So
to
if
a
I
month and a half.
read these tests and you're not the father, what's going to happen?
We're not getting married. I'm not gonna be with you, but I guarantee you, the piece of crap that if he was the father, that whoever you slept with or whoever, he ain't gonna be there. So I will take responsibility and I will buy him everything, diapers, formula, whatever you need. But I will not support you, but I will support that baby.
All right, you took a DNA test before the show, and your reaction to what he just said.
I appreciate that, but I'm sure the father can help me with that, but that's not.
But he's the father.
Yeah, but like if he wasn't the father.
So you did sleep with somebody else?
No. There's no possibility that he's not the father, but like if there was a possibility, then
Who else could be the father?
no one.
Okay. All right, well. All right. So you took a DNA test before the show,
Yes, sir.
and you're hoping to be the father.
Yes, sir.
And the results of that DNA test is that, Stephen, you are the father.
Oh my God, oh my God.
I told you. Why didn't you believe me?
Dude.
You saying that every day hurt me. You know that, right?
Oh my
I
God.
told
Thank
you.
you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay.
For everything, I'm
Are
sorry.
you gonna stop with all the accusations?
Yes.
Are
I'm
you
sorry.
gonna-
I'm sorry for ever thinking you lied, for ever doubting you, for ever fighting with you for no reason over that subject. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I love you.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
When are you going to marry her?
As soon as possible now.
So all I want to say is you came here, you wanted to know for sure if it was your son, you found out. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Steve, for everything. Everything.
My name is Steve Wilkos, and I'm an investigative talk show host with a law enforcement background.
It was my life or his.
My job is to get truth and justice for everyday people. Watch our videos now.